that cannot be implemented. So we now have a consensus commission to build a consensus around each piece of our work. Then on the basis of agreement of all parties, all civil society organizations, where they all agree on certain things, we'll prepare what we call July Charter. July is the month when uprising took place. It's a July Charter that we agreed on this. So on that basis of July Charter, we start taking action, including the election. What kind of election? Because unless we know what kind of election people want, we can't go into election. So we are waiting to hold the election. Now that the election report is coming out. We have targeted end of this year, the election to take place, if we go in a short reform agenda, quick reform agenda. If people say, no, we need a longer list of agenda reform, then we need another 6 months. So now people have to decide in the process whether they will go to the short agenda or the long agenda. Long agenda will need middle of 2026, next year. Short agenda will have it at the end of this year, 2025. That's the election procedure. That's what we're looking for.
It's we should also keep in mind the size of your country. I mean, to seize the enormous task, I think 170 million?
171 million people.
Yeah.
We're the 8th largest country in the world, population-wise.
Yeah.
So it's quite a sizable number. Most distinguishing feature is, it is a country, most densely populated country in the world.
Yeah.
You cannot go anywhere without touching anybody else.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
And you have this large population, so you have to eradicate poverty, provide the educational systems and so on. And at the same time, I think you are one of the countries most exposed to environmental changes and degradation.
Yeah.
With flooding and long-term, I mean, we have the year of the glacier this year, and nobody expects glaciers in Bangladesh, but you depend to a certain extent on the glaciers in the Himalaya. We unfortunately come to the end of this session, and I have to say, we all have to be not only full of admiration, but full of support, because that's what you need. But my last question would be, if you take all those conclusions from your experience, from your life experience, what would be your advice to the world? I mean, what is, if you want to, what I said in my opening speech, if we want to base our future on a constructive optimism, what keeps you optimistic?
Optimism is about the new generation, young people. Every time I meet the young generation, I get mesmerized by seeing the possibility of these young people. I wonder whether I was at the age of 20 or 21, whether I'll be demonstrating on the street and take bullets and say goodbye to each other and do that. Whether I'll have that ability to do that or sustain that kind of thing. And when the collapsing of the government finally happened, whether I'll say, let's form a government. These are the young people who took that decisions. And there's no central planning. They don't know each other. They just came from different institutions on the street. You don't know who the next person is. So that's the kind of power of this young generation. The way I try to express it by saying, it's a global statement I make. This is the most powerful generation in human history. That's the way I look at them. That's the way I feel. It gives me goosebumps looking at the power that the young generation has. Question is, will they be able to use this power? If they're not able to use this power, will there be an explosion? Shouldn't we learn something from Bangladesh? When these young generations say, enough is enough, nobody could stop them. Army said sorry. The army was asked to fire them. Army said sorry. These are our children. We can't fire. So they tried every single way. But students didn't move. They continued. It doesn't matter whether you fire, you kill. It's totally irrelevant. One police officer was heard on the television saying, I killed one, and 10 come up. What do I do? Should I kill them all? And then others will come up. That's the situation. So I go back to that. The young generation of this age and time, they have the power comes to them not because they are super intelligent. They are the same kind of kids that we used to be. Power comes from the technology. That technology changed them. They are not Bangladeshi young people anymore. They are global young people. So that global young people, when they get connected on an issue, I don't think anybody can stop them. That's their power. We keep on ignoring them just like we did to other kids. It's not that. I was suggesting our voting age is 18. I said it should be 16. They're so mature. What makes it 18? Difference between 16 and 18. Who tells you that 16 doesn't understand as much as 18 does? So where do you mature and see things in your own way? So this is a challenge to the world. Are you allowing your young people to move up? And I keep telling, don't look at your old generation. We made many mistakes. If you follow us, you'll get into the same trap. Don't follow us. You have enough understanding and choices to make your own decisions. Make your decisions. So Bangladesh is just a spark coming to that. So Bangladesh should be studied. You know what, which bothers me? All these things happening, we're reading in the newspaper, we talk a little bit, stop there. We're not studying what happened in Bangladesh. Universities should be rushing there. What happened to the most powerful government of 16 years? Understand for a few minutes when these young people just got together. They didn't have a political philosophy. You'll be asking, are they leftist? Are they Islamist? Are they terrorist? It doesn't come into any category. You don't have a category for them. You see everybody there. All the citizens, all the young people of Bangladesh got together, irrespective of their age. A 12-year-old young person writing a letter, which mother was crying and reading to the public after all this happened. I never get him back, she was saying. She wrote me this letter, Mom, you always protected me so that I don't go and join the protest march. And I was sitting at home and raging, very angry that I cannot go. Today, I'm going. I'm saying goodbye to you. I don't know whether I'll come back. If I don't come back, please forgive me. My friends are there. They are brave friends. I'm a brave person too. He went out. His dead body came back in the evening. That's what made this movement. It's not just a demonstration or another thing. It's a complete qualitative change that is taking place inside our society, everywhere. Simply somewhere it's still lying low. Somewhere in Bangladesh suddenly found an opening, expressed itself. So that explosion will come. You can't stop it. So we have to understand this young generation and prepare that. And that's where in the past I've been saying that our education system is wrong, treating these young people as if they don't understand anything. They're smarter than any other generation because of the technology they have. They know what you'll be teaching them today. There's nothing surprising for them. So this young generation, they can expand their views and create their own world. And I said, education system is wrong because they're preparing them to take a job. I said, job-oriented education is finished. Job to them is nothing. I said, this generation is a generation of entrepreneurs. They create their own world. They run. Even a housewife in Bangladesh didn't have much education. Now run businesses out of her home. She doesn't have much education, but her food is so good. So what she does, take orders from people. Chooses which one order she take to prepare food for her friends or friends of other families and deliver it and make money. She has 4 children of her own. That's it. They're just a family. Go to remote village, somebody is selling saris on the Facebook. She doesn't know that this kind of business that somebody is doing. She's just figured out she can sell these few saris and then expand. So these are the talent of these young people. Job doesn't fit them, but we are imposing it on them. So these are the mismatch that I keep bringing, and Bangladesh gives a very powerful case to show how it can be done, what to be done. So that should be studied and seen. What is happening, what is waiting for us. That's the most important thing for all of us to learn from experience that we have gone through. Thank you.
That was
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't have to make a conclusion. I think it was an exceptional half an hour with a visionary man and an exceptional man and an exceptional vision and mission. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
So much.
Thank you.
You've done great. Thank you.
দর্শক আপনারা সরাসরি